I want to talk to you today about how obedience leads to your miracle. Are you willing to believe God for something that seems impossible? There were 10 lepers in Luke chapter 17. They had a hopeless condition that there was no possible way for them to resolve. They had all been lepers for a very long time, and nothing was going to change that. They were outcasts, and their situation was despairing. For some of us, we may have been facing a difficult trial even for just a few months, and it still seems like it's been forever. We look at it in the natural and we cannot see how it will ever change. But just like in the lives of these lepers, you see, when Jesus passes through, it is time for a miracle. As Jesus made his way towards Jerusalem and passed through the area of Samaria, the lepers knew that something was going on that was out of the ordinary. They had heard that this man named Jesus, well, he was healing people across the country, and news of his fame had reached their ears. For the first time in their whole lives, they realized that miracle working power was in their vicinity, and they sure needed one. In fact, Jesus would be the only possible solution for their despair for the rest of their entire lives. They did exactly what we would do when we get desperate, when we have no other conceivable answer but Jesus. I don't know about you, but I start crying out loud like they did, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us, help us. Now, in the scriptures, there are many accounts of Jesus doing what he does best, healing, restoring, raising dead things to life. But on this occasion, Jesus did something very unusual. He simply told them to go show yourself to the priests. He did not ask them what their problem was. He did not instruct the disease to leave. He did not address their problem in any way. Instead, he gave them a command that they needed to obey in order to be made whole. And frankly, it didn't even make sense. Why would they simply go and show themselves to the priests? They wanted healing, not to go for a walk and see the priests. They'd already seen the priests before. What is it like when you come to Jesus with your crisis and he does not acknowledge it, but rather ask for your obedience? You see, for these lepers, and maybe for your situation today, Jesus may ask you to surrender in adherence to his request with such abandon that although it does not seem like the plausible solution, he is asking you to step out in faith. The Bible says in Luke 17:14, and so it was that as they went, they were cleansed. As they obeyed God, he healed their situation. Today, if God tells you to do something in faith, even if it does not make sense, choose to step out in faith and watch what God will do to bring healing, to bring restoration, and to bring power back to your life.